Hi folks, welcome back to the Hoard. You can see from the changing colors that fall is setting in, which means it was time to go to the flea market at Stormville. You guys know I love to go to the flea market, and you know, it's always hard to describe how I get this stuff and what I pay for it and you know what my gig is. So I decided to arrange it a little differently this time. This is my paid $1 or less table. I mean, dumb things like this Hallmark, you know, guy with dead batteries in it, or goggles she wanted to. I paid $5, but I paid $1 on the auto antenna. These were $2 for $1. The lights, the racks for holding a shelf, all of them were $1. This is one of those headlights you put on your head. It's got a filament bulb in it. I'll probably replace it with an LED. That was $1. These are channel locks, $1. $1, made in the USA. It was $1. Right, it's one of those assorted knives. How could you not pick up a Crescent alloy steel, made in the USA, Crescent Tool Company, Jamestown, New York? How could you not pay $1 for that? This was $0.25. I mean, it's a piece of junk, but it was only $0.25. And this was $0.25. Once again, it's the Chinese stuff. The baseball was free. I think this was $0.25 also. $1 for the sockets, $1 for the spark plug, or not $1 for the sockets, $1 for the spark plug. Probably on the sockets, if you average them out, most of them are Sears, though I did manage to pick up, you know, gotta love it when you get a Mac in the box, or an SK, especially 6-pointers. Anyway, if you look at it, I mean, I probably paid, I don't know, somewhere around $0.25 a socket, give or take a little bit. This was $1. All these shelf things were $1. I mean, most of this stuff, some of this I didn't pay $1 for. I mean, when you pick up a Husky multiple for $1, how could you not? For some electrical work, they feel heavy, they feel good. I'm not sure what brand they are. It wore off. It looks like there's a little C there. They might be Crescent. So, you know, wire strippers, always using them. So once again, as you're looking at this stuff, for $1 and less per piece, it's a steal. I mean, old Frankenstein there with the leather coat on, he was basically free. He came part of as something else. So let's look at that as the $1 stuff. Okay, then comes the big assortment box. Bought this from a couple of young ladies' sisters whose father passed on. I mean, but just look at the price. Pergament at $1.69. Or how about this? This was Woolworths, Wolfco. They're gone. I mean, some nice stuff like that. You know. Anyway, the whole box was $15, and it was part of a package deal. That I got this driver in with it, the impact driver, and this was just $5. He wanted 10, but I gave him 5 for the Dremel. I'm always going through Dremels. The mag light was $2, and I'm going to do the upgrade of the light bulb on it. This is a tripod for, you know, digital camera tripod. It was, what did I pay him for this? I think I gave him $2 for it. The meter was part of a package deal with this. I mean, let's say it's a Sperry. I probably paid somewhere around $5 for it. The wire, 12 gauge, 25 foot. It was also part of this. Really, you know, I probably paid just a couple of bucks for that. The tripod was $3. I think I paid $2. Once again, these guys, the tie wraps made in the USA, they're the better ones. They were also part of this deal. I probably only paid a couple of bucks for this container. So, there's that pile. This is a Husky socket set. And you can see it's complete. Everything's in it. The case is a little worn. I paid more than I wanted to for this. I paid $30 for it. I was really trying to get it down a little further than that, but it was $30. I mean, it's this version of Husky. You know, 3/8, 1/4 inch, all 6-pointers. Gotta love the 6-pointers, right? I try to use mostly 6-pointers in my stuff. So that was $30. The Dewalt radio. I have another one of these, and I'd really like one for upper garage, lower garage. This also charges the batteries. It was $25, and obviously it needs to be cleaned up. This is spackle, and there's a trick to cleaning this up. You actually kind of go with a toothbrush and a air gun at the same time, so as it's coming off, it's, you know, going away, or you know. This box came with 4 or 5 pairs of jumper cables, and some of them are good ones. Like these are pretty good. These are pretty good. These are junk. I got the junky ones because, you know, if you need a set of short cables because you're going with an inverter or something. It also came with this Wagner jump box. This is so you go cigarette lighter to cigarette lighter. But really, a lot of times the cables come in handy off of those too. Anyway, so there was this and like a bunch of sockets and a couple of other loose things. So I gave him $20 for it, and that's about it. So I had a good haul, but not the best haul in the world. I mean, I'm relatively happy. Just a preview. This also came from there, and well, I'm gonna do this up in a separate video. But this came from there too. It's got the old rusty problem, but hopefully it's a good running machine. Alright folks, I want to thank you all for watching and commenting and subscribing. Please remember to keep your feet down, keep your heads up, and get out there and enjoy every single one of your days. Bye now folks.